Hey everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. It's Healthy Podcast. So, this is another episode where I want to be honest with you. This didn't start as a business idea, yourtrainer.uk. It started as a discomfort, a feeling that something wasn't right. Because for years I was doing what everyone in the fitness industry does. I was a personal trainer in London, helping people lose weight, helping people get fitter, helping people feel better. And on the surface, everything looked like success. People were showing up, they were following plans, they were getting results, very good feedbacks with and pictures with before and after. But then something kept happening, something I couldn't ignore anymore. They wouldn't lose weight. They would lose weight and then slowly gain it back again and again and again. And here's the truth: it wasn't because they were lazy, it wasn't because they didn't care. It was because the system that they were following was never built for real life. The moment everything started to shift, at some point you stop blaming the person and you start questioning the system. Why does this keep happening? Why do motivated people struggle with consistency? Why do people follow everything perfectly for weeks and then fall back to where they started? That's when my perspective started to change. I realized something simple but uncomfortable. Most fitness programs are built to work only when life is perfect. But guess what? Life is never perfect and is very painful. You have work, stress, family, travel, bad days. If your system can't survive those, it's not a system, it's just a phase. Why I didn't build this earlier? At the same time, I was building something else. It's healthy. A business focused on helping people eat better, using real food like nuts, fruits, simple ingredients, and make delicious cakes out of them. And that took everything from me: time, energy, focus. But it also gave me something important: perspective. Because while building that business, I kept thinking about fitness, not as workouts, but as something bigger: a system, a lifestyle, a skill. Now that things are more stable, I finally had the space to go deeper, to ask better questions. The questions that change everything. Questions like, why do people regain weight after programs? Why is consistency so hard, even for disciplined people? Do we really need to train every single day? Why does the brain accept strict routines at first and then reject them later? These questions stayed with me, and the more I looked into them, the more I realized we've been focusing on the wrong thing. The problem with results: the industry is obsessed with results. 3 months transformations, before and after pictures, fast changes. But here's the problem: results don't teach you anything. You can lose weight without understanding your body. You can follow a plan without learning how to think. And when the plan disappears, so the results. That's why people go back. Not because they failed, but because they were never taught how to continue. From coaching to teaching, this is where everything changed for me. I stopped thinking like a trainer. I start thinking like a teacher. Because the goal is not to control someone's routine. The goal is to help them understand it, not to depend on a plan, but to build the ability to create their own, not to rely on a personal trainer forever. This is what happens usually, but to reach a point where they don't need one. That's real coaching. a different approach. So, what I'm building now is something much simpler and honestly something most people ignore. Small changes, embarrassing steps, the kind that feel too easy, too basic, too unimpressive, like drinking water first thing in the morning, doing a few squats at home before you go to the gym or before you think to subscribe to a gym, reading one page instead of scrolling, actually reading one page from books about personal development. These don't look like transformation, but they are the foundation of it. Because consistency doesn't come from intensity, it comes from simplicity. The ecosystem. This is where everything connects. It's healthy in London helps people improve what they eat. For example, with our cakes, we try to help people eat more nut seeds and fruits and also decrease the refined sugar intake with this kind of cakes. These programs help. This is how the business helps people. And this program, your trainer.uk, that I'm building right now, this program helps people to improve how they live. Together, they create something bigger, an ecosystem, not for quick results, but for long term change. Not for 3 months, but for life. Why now? Why am I starting this now? Because now I have years of experience, real mistakes, real observations, and most importantly, clarity. Clarity about what works and what doesn't. Start small, but start. If you're listening to this and thinking, I need to change everything, don't. That's the mistake. You don't need a perfect plan or personalized nutrition plan or personalized workout plan. You don't need motivation. You don't need to restart your life every single Monday. I'll start on Monday. I'll start on Monday. You just need one small step. That's why I created something simple, a 7 day challenge. Not to transform your body in 7 days, but to prove something more important, that you can start and not stop. Final thought. Because in the end, fitness is not about intensity, it's about consistency. And consistency always, but always starts small. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.